Okay, it's Saturday night, and here we are back at the trial site for the 4x4 trial. This is a yard that's fairly close to home, and I've just pulled out all the sticky boards, and the mosquitoes are wicked, so I'm wearing my veil even though the bees are nice and calm. So let's have a look, but I'll warn you before we do that they're a little chewed up, these sticky boards. I didn't, maybe we should have been more careful. I was thinking as I was doing it, should I staple those, like pre-staple those papers to those screens so that the bees can't get in between? I just slapped them down, and so that's going to compromise our results. But let's have a look. I'll turn the flip camera around and we'll see. Okay, so we'll go through these one by one. The bees have all crawled off of them. This is a heart. Let's remind ourselves again about our protocol. So diamonds is the Apolife thymol. The Apivar is hearts. Clubs is control, and Thymovar is spades. So here we are is hearts. Apivar, that should be our gold standard treatment. If there's mites in these hives, they should turn up here. Not seeing any, but looking through a camera screen probably isn't best practice, but I don't see any there. Next one, this is a spade. That is our Thymovar. Not much left of that piece of paper, so I'm not sure what that means. Diamonds is the Apolife. No mites there. Clubs, the control. So that if there's a mite on here, it's because it has fallen off under its own accord. And I don't see any. If we had mites on this one, that would be a real warning sign. So these stickies were in for 4 days. So a natural mite fall of more than one in 4 days is a crisis. This one is a club, another control. Hearts, another Apivar. No, that one sort of has the right shape for a mite, but when I look at it carefully, it's not. This looks like maybe a bit of a wing or something. Diamonds. Yeah, that's a piece of pollen. Spades. Too many bees on this one still. This is another Apistan or Apivar. So I'm just going to move this side. There's one, I think. Oop, look at you guys. Right there. That. Where'd she go now? Oh, yeah, there. That's a mite. So that's what we're looking for. Now, that is a heart. So again, that is the Apivar. club. Spades, what's left? Looks like a map of Mesopotamia or something. But I don't see any mites. Diamonds. Chunk of wax. Sorry if my camera work is a little shoddy. I'm swatting mosquitoes here. They're getting me right through the bee suit. Clubs, another control. That's just a bit of grit. Hearts. I hope you folks watching are, well, we'd learn more about scanning for mites if we had some more mites to find. And it doesn't bode well for my little experiment here if we don't have a lot of mites, but it sure bodes well for my bees. So you're not going to hear me singing the blues about not having enough mites. Nothing there. This one's a little harder to read because there's a bit more debris. This was a bit of a weaker hive. If, now it is a diamond. That's the Apolife. I would think if it had a mite problem, it would show up. Don't see any. Scanning back and forth, and I'm just going to take a natural eye look at it too real quick. You always want to sort of, anything that you're suspicious about, you kind of poke it just to make sure. You're looking for that very uniform shape. Here's a piece of grit. One more. Okay, well, we got one mite out of 4, 7, 11, 15, 18, 21 sticky boards. Even if I had a mite problem on that many hives, you'd see more than a few mites just from natural, what we call natural mite fall, which is one way to monitor your mites, right? Just keep a sticky board under a hive, check it every few days. They eventually die of old age, if nothing else, and fall onto that sticky board. So the next step will be to take the live bee samples I took and give them an alcohol wash, just to make sure that I'm not, like, so imagine I've got only the control and 2 treatments I'm testing, and then the gold standard treatment. The golds, like the Apivar, should have knocked the mites down if they were there onto those sticky boards, except, right, I got a whole bunch of sticky boards that are chewed up, and it is possible that the mites have developed resistance. So as a double check against that, I'm going to go and shake those mite washes, or might wash those bee samples, and we will hopefully find results there that match what we've seen here with these relatively low numbers. Now, you might be wondering, hang on, I'm going to turn the camera around. Might be thinking, Phil, you got no mites. The trial's over before it even begun. And efficacy is only one of the things that commercial beekeepers got to test for here. We also got to test for long-term effects on the hive. I don't want to put something in your hive that kills mites, but also, you know, the way I work, I'm going off to school. I got to be able to put products in the hive and then kind of walk away for a while. So the other thing I got to test is whether having these products in these hives during the feeding season, during the fall season, when they're trying to get themselves ready for winter, if there's negative effects. So I want to track the long-term mortality, the effect on the hive of the exposure to these products. So even if I don't measure efficacy of mite treatments, and in a sense, that's already been confirmed, right? The scientists have already told us that these products are effective, but are they effective for me, the way I apply them at this time of year here? That's kind of what I'm testing. And effective means also doesn't kill your bees. So that's a big part of the test. So we'll be monitoring these hives right through till mid next summer. And I think, if my memory serves, we walk down here a ways, we will find some hives that are from an earlier trial. Where did they go? Oh yes. Hang on. So here we have from last year's trial. You can see that it's marked with the Queen of Diamonds, but below that is a spade from last year's trial. And 2 more, both spades. Oh, yeah, those are, yeah. So, you know, it's worth tracking these over the course of a year to see what the long-term mortality is. You're hoping the mortality goes down by getting rid of the mites and not up by applying the product. All right, that's it for me. The mosquitoes are sending me home. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great day. That's what the mosquitoes look like. And I think if I hold my hand up here, you'll see the biters. One right on the edge, the other one right next to it. And if you wipe them a little bit, you get a little bit of blood. So, I'm trying to save my bees. Other insects, I have mixed feelings about.